Dr. Guite, who is Associate Professor, Center of Social Medicine and Community Health, School of Social Sciences, JNU. We are joined by Philem Rohan Singh, who is a social activist, and we are also joined by Major General Ashwani Siwach. Sir, welcome to News 9 Live. Dr. Guite, I'll first start with you. You heard, that the Parliament today also could not discuss, as there was, the ruckus from both sides continue to happen. The opposition is demanding that the Prime Minister should come and make a statement before the conversation begins. While the BJP says, the ruling dispensation says that do a short duration discussion and don't put this condition as a precursor to this discussion. Do you see any meaningful debate being held in Parliament on the issue of Manipur, ma'am?
See, if there is a tussle between the opposition and the ruling party going on, and if the House cannot function in that normal process, then I don't see any discussion, fruitful discussion can happen. So therefore, it's very important for the ruling government to allow the opposition to raise their voice. Otherwise, it will be again, it has to stop, and it will again just stop it for the day. So this is something where, the ruling party, as a ruling party, has to be open about, to listen and to discuss about this issue. And then also the entire opposition to not allowing people to raise their voice regarding the Manipur issue itself again reflect that how they are complicit to what is happening, to what is happening in Manipur. So that's how I will take it.
Okay. Rohan, one interesting thing is that about how, despite a lot of effort on the part of the government, not the violence, they have not been able to control the violence. We saw how, there was this thing in that Kuki militants had set ablaze a school in Torbang area in Chura Chandpur, a gunfight at Torbang area, which happened. An Assam rifle bulletproof vehicle was also destroyed in a blast. A woman was injured in fresh clashes between the two groups at Quata in Bishnupur. Why do you think that the state is not able to, or the armed forces is not able to get a grip on the violence which still continues unabated?
Sir, I feel, first of all, a lot of vested interests, specifically on the individual's agendas, are going on rather than a very, neutral or a middle party. Mm-hmm. A lot of confusions are also going on. What kind of war, or what is the war that we are fighting? And a lot of confusions are going on, and that is the reason why you see a lot of unnecessary stories from the other part of our Kuki brothers also. And moreover, as per as my resources and as per as I have gone through the media, there are also a lot of helps which was going on between the Kukis and the Assam rifles, if I'm not mistaken. And that was what the 31 MLAs of Manipur have requested the central government to take out the Assam rifles from Manipur. And that is the very reason why they have requested it. And it's not from a public voice, it's from the MLAs itself. And how come an attack is again going on to the Assam rifles by the Kuki people or the Kuki militants? And that is $1 million question again, which is coming up. And why when there is a lot of help going on between the two parties or the two groups, all of a sudden, why is this violence again happening recently? So I feel now I don't want to focus more about on the other branches and the aspect, but rather come to a conclusion where those people who are ready from the other party, as we have discussed with Mr. Guite also last time, those who are ready from the Kuki party, they come up with all the agendas from as a public voice from all the Kuki groups, all the community.
No, Rohan, but Rohan, when you use the word a selfish individual, selfish agenda, what exactly you mean by that?
Not all Kuki wants to.
No, I didn't mention the word cookie. I didn't mention the word cookie. I said you use the word individual selfish agenda, and a lot of individual selfish agenda is going on. So what exactly is this individual selfish agenda which is not putting to rest the kind of violence we are witnessing on a daily basis now?
I think this is from both the sides, from the Meiteis also, from the Cookies also. Cookie are on the verge of getting separate administration, which I think it is not just a voice of the whole people, but from a particular vested agenda, agenda of some individuals. Because the narco terrorism, the drugs thing, everything was lined up. They were not able to do drug business, poppy plantation, which not as a Maitai, but as the government of Manipur was not allowing them to do it, and that is one of the very particular reason why this they have come up with all this vested agenda of separate administration. Yes, from the Maitai side also, so many dramas are also going on. I don't want to name it one by one because like right now I want to focus on the other part. I really don't want to make chaos, chaos because of my dialogues. But when I particularly mention about this individual's agenda, I feel like rather than doing all these dramas from both the sides, from the cookies, from the Meiteis, it is our prime duty as a citizen, specifically as a leader, not just from the cookies, but also from the Meiteis, that we should always go for a peace talk. Peace talk, I don't know, I know it sounds very crazy right now on these words of violence, but yes, there are people like me from my community who are ready to carry all the agendas from the Meitei. And also, we would love to see those similar people from the cookies who are coming up with all the agendas from the cookies, telling that yes, this has to be a final conclusion, this has to be a common conclusion, this has to be a middle part where this should be stopped in this present moment itself.
Okay, Rohan, the drama which you're calling is something which has caused more than 150 lives are lost, and the daily, not to mention the unspeakable horror of people who have been internally displaced, and also the fact that the people who have to who suffered a lot, children who have lost out on education. General Siwach, this it's now it has been repeated so many times that it sounds almost boring, if I may say so, to ask you the same question day in, day out. But such is the unfortunate reality which is panning out in the state of Manipur. The two things which is leitmotif, which is a regular, which incurs almost every other guest talks about. The reason why the forces are not able to control the violence or the sporadic violence which is going on, and B, what is this grouse against Assam rifles? If you can elaborate on it. Sir.
I will elaborate both the point. First of all, why are we not able to control the violence? You see, there are about 10,000 weapons which have now gone in the society. And in the whole society charged, and especially the extremists on the either side, whether it is Kuki or Mathis, they are armed. And so far, there is a weapon in the society. It is very difficult to bring peace and order. And therefore, there is a requirement of ensuring that first these weapons are taken back. Remember, what has happened is that after they have looted police armory and also the reserve battalion and Manipur rifle as well as the police center, out of 5,000 only 1,000 weapons came back. There are also weapons which has come from Myanmar. So therefore the whole environment is very charged, and therefore there is no fear of the security forces as far as the insurgents are concerned and certain people who are equipped with the weapon. So first and foremost is to disarm them. Now, how do we disarm? This is a $1 million question. To me, it looks like that the army, as on today, is been involved in aid to civil authority. This will not work out. You have to make a unified commander under an army commander who will function under the political dispensation. Exactly what happened in Assam and what happened in Jammu and Kashmir. In both the places, the situation was far, far worse than what is in Manipur, but they were brought in under control within about 6 months. So my point is that let the whole Assam be Manipur under a unified command, under army commander. Let the army not involved into aid to civil authority, but to in a counter-insurgency operation where the calming operation has to take place and to make sure these weapons are retrieved back from the society. And anyone who is taking law in his own hand, he is to be dealt firmly. And the people who are the victim of this must be now compensated, and strong action to be taken against those people who were the perpetrators of the crime which they have committed, which is a heinous crime against the woman. Now, these things have to go to at the same time. I am sure This is the requirement of the day, must be done. And the border between Myanmar and Manipur must be seen, because not only the weapons are coming from that side, also there are certain extremists which have come from Myanmar side to beef up a certain community in Manipur. So these are the things which need to be done at the earliest. Now, as far as Assam Rifle is concerned, it has twofold. One is the Assam Rifle was involved in ensuring that this poppy cultivation does not take place, and the government to some extent was quite successful. As we all know that the poppy cultivation is taking place in hills. There is a Chin population which has come from Myanmar. They are all settled down in Kuki areas, and the reserve forest also have been in sort of encroached, and there was a poppy cultivation going. Also, drug trafficking taking place between Manipur and this Golden Triangle. And to some extent, Assam Rifle was successful in curtailing as per the government direction. And this is not to the liking of certain people. That can also be one of the reasons. The second thing is Assam Rifle, has been quite strict with them. Possibly that can be also a reason why they want this to be out. I say that as on today, once the environment is surcharged, let us give a peace a chance by getting the army which all the party respect. They know it as far as the Indian army concerned. They are objective, they are impartial, they are not biased, and they will do the duty as per the requirement of the day. They will not tilt toward any party. So I suppose that considering the gravity of the situation, since the violence has been there for almost 3 months now, we must now make a unified commander, and under him the everything should function, and he should take orders from the political dispensation. If this happens, there are chances. Otherwise, the chances are not seemingly looking, because both the communities have got their strong reservation. Both communities have been become a target, and both communities also victim as well as a perpetrator. So therefore, how do we go about it? So until unless we do not bring fear in the mind of the public that if you take law in your hand, you will be dealt seriously, nothing will move forward. And that cannot happen until unless you do not disarm them. As on today, everyone is empowered and he feels that he can use weapon and spread violence. So therefore, this is what is happening. The whole environment is such a. My requirement is, and my take on in this unified command must be made at the earliest. And we have already got a model of Assam and Jammu and Kashmir. Both these places, this unified command success was very high, and they succeeded within 6 months.